for Facebook.
For Facebook.
Dave, are you here?
What do you need? No, that's fine.
Need to let me in,
Okay,
right?
can you watch that for me? Is it getting a little better?
Yes.
That's
Are you there?
a little too much now. What about
Participants.
there?
Add to. Dave, are you here?
I'm
Yes.
here.
All right. Well, we are live on 3 social media platforms here, just about to start our podcast. We got Dr. Jacoby here, Dr. Dave Rabin.
Hey, Dr. Jacoby, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
So we're going to do a little live stream here. And everybody, this is Dr. David Rabin, the founder of Apollo Neurosciences, and this awesome wearable that helps me sleep like a baby, keeps me calm and focused throughout the day. And Rick's got his on as well. We've been a big fan of the company. They had some record sales last year, and we do a little live stream and say hello to the audience here. And then we're going to do our podcast, which is called Capital Fit, and that'll get dropped next week. So welcome to the live stream, Dave, in the Populi Studios in Old Town Scottsdale.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you both.
You bet. You bet. So, the audience doesn't, they may have seen your ads. You do a lot of great ads on Instagram, I'm seeing, and other social media platforms, Facebook and whatnot. So people can find out what this actually does for them. It's better than a sleep pill because it really does vibrate at a frequency that helps calm your autonomic nervous system. Me personally, been using it for a year since we last met a year ago, Super Bowl, which was on Sunday, right here when it was in Scottsdale. At least the Lee Steinberg Super Bowl party was that we all met at, and so it's been a year journey. And I've been, recommending this. Of course, you've raised a lot of capital for the company. You had some great sales last year, so you want to give the folks a quick, rundown before we start our podcast.
Sure. And thanks again for having me. It's great to see you again, Dan, and nice to see you, Rick. Apollo is a revolutionary technology that actually was developed by my research team at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center in the Department of Psychiatry when we were trying to figure out new ways to treat PTSD in veterans without using medication and to help some of those folks cope with stress because PTSD and trauma is really a trained fear response. And so through the study of the nervous system, we figured out that you could start to repair some of that trauma and damage done by trauma by providing safety signals to the body through soothing touch. And soothing touch is known to be a potent activator of the vagus nerve system and the parasympathetic rest and digest recovery nervous system. As I'm sure you've heard Dr. Jacoby talk about in the past. And Apollo was really a groundbreaking discovery that we made back in 2016, where we were able to show that we could reliably improve heart rate variability, which is the leading metric of resilience and longevity and overall health and well-being, just by sending soothing layered vibrations to the body. And you can wear it on your chest like I am, or you can wear it on your wrist like Dan and Rick are. And if you have an iPhone and this sounds interesting to you, you can try it at home today by downloading the Apollo Neuro app from the App Store and clicking Feel Apollo. And you can get an experience of one vibe at home today.
That's awesome. So download the app on Apple Store and feel it. That sounds fantastic. And then people are going to love it. I just know it. So to get a hold of and order it, they just go to apolloneuro.com, right?
Yeah, you can just go to apolloneuro.com. And if that's too hard to remember, you can go to wearablehugs.com, which is what the kids call it. But the last thing I'll leave you with that's important to note is that Apollo is actually a consumer wellness device. It's available to anyone. It's not a medical device. It is built to medical device specifications because it is going through FDA trials for different indications, including for veterans. But we seeing the results from our studies in healthy subjects and how powerful the responses were, like up to 25% improvements in cognitive performance and improvements in recovery and sleep in athletes and just regular folks like us who are stressed out, working busy lives. We released the product as a consumer wearable in 2020. to the general population, and we've seen great responses in the community, and people are really enjoying it. So if you use it and use it regularly, we see people getting up to 30 minutes more sleep a night. That's concentrated and deep in REM sleep, which is really incredible, because that's as much more sleep gain as you get from taking Ambien, as you kind of alluded to earlier, Dan. And it's just through sound waves delivered to the body that help us feel
Absolutely.
comfortable in our own skin.
And I love the setting where now it operates when I'm waking up at night. It'll kick back on, and I'm telling you, you just can't help but fall back asleep. It just and it refocuses you, and you go right back into deep sleep. I'm telling you, it's just been a lifesaver for me, and Rick feels the same way. So we're going to conclude our live stream here. We're going to go to the podcast on my Capital Fit. People can find it on Spotify or Apple next week. When it drops, it's called Capital Fit, one word. And I'm just grateful you're here. I know you were so busy. We planned this for 2 months here, Dave, and I'm like, I wouldn't miss this for the world to get on have you on our show. So thanks for being here. And we're gonna say goodbye to our audience. And again, you said what'd you say, hug wearables or
Wearablehugs.com or apolloneuro.com.
Absolutely. That sounds great. And they connect with you on social media too to follow you. They find you how?
You can find me. I'd love to hear from you. You can find me at Dr. David Rabin on Instagram and Twitter or X. And you can find me at my personal website at drdave.io.
Fantastic. Hey, we'll see you in a minute here, Dave. Thanks.
Thanks,
Yeah.